welcome to this video where we're going to be talking about the warp tool, which is one of the transform tools in Photoshop. Now this is quite a handy tool. It's very flexible, very dynamic, and I'm just going to show you a practical example of using it. Now if we look at this image here, which has not been fully post-processed, we're in the process of doing it, we can see that we've got this tree trunk coming in on the right hand side. You see that? Okay, get rid of that. And we can see down here we've got another tree trunk coming in. Now your inclination might well be to crop the picture in order to get rid of that, but that would spoil the square framing that I've got in here. So I would have to chop something off the bottom or something off the top to compensate for that. We don't actually need to do that. What we can do is use the warp tool to move these pieces off of the canvas that we're working with. So the first thing we need to do is do Command J with a duplicate layer, because we're going to actually be manipulating actual data, physical pixels, so we want to make sure that we preserve our background. If we go to the transform tools, edit, transform, warp, we see warp here, and you'll see that we have a grid that's kind of been placed around the image. If you wanted to see the full grid, we can go up to here at the top, grid, and select whether we want 3x3 or 4x4 or 5x5. Okay, we'll just go to default, which is none for the purposes of this picture, because we're not actually going to be changing anything in the middle of the picture, we're just dealing with the edges. So what I can do now is to grab any one of these handles and pull them across like this. Okay, and just pull them across, and I've removed the offending tree trunk along the right hand side of the image. I'm going to do it exactly the same on the left hand side. Just pull this across like this, a little bit like that, and you can see that we've lost very little data off the original composition on this picture. Okay, we've retained the original image in its entirety, with the compositions exactly the same, but we've managed to remove just these small tree trunks on each side. So to commit on that, we just hit enter, and away it goes. It's quite a computer intensive tool, so sometimes that wheel can whirl for a bit. So if we look at before and after, we can see how successful that was.